Hi, welcome back to McDonald today. Would you be your mobile app today?
No, I'm not.
Okay, how may I help you today?
I just need 2 McRibs, just the sandwiches.
Yes, sir. And I complete your order today?
That's it.
All right, your total's going to be $10.80. First one, sir. Thank you for being our guest today.
There we go. Thank you. We got him. The McRib is back. So let's take a look at this McRib and see what we have to make here. First off, the presentation is rather sloppy. Kind of see that sauce is slopped all over the thing. Got some onions on there, some big chunks of onions, got some dill pickles. Not much to it. I think we can make our own. Let's taste it and see how it holds up. Well, I could tell you, it's okay, but we can make our own better. I'm going to start with a pound of ground pork. This is the cheapest ground pork I could find. It is reduced fat, but that's okay. I'm going to put some of that fat back in there by putting some bacon in with it to get some of that flavor. So I'm going to throw this ground pork right into a bowl. Then I'm going to get a pound of the cheapest bacon I could get. No need to go expensive here with the bacon. And then we're going to take this bacon and I'm going to just open it up and lay it out on my cutting board. I'm not going to pull the pieces apart or anything. And I'm just going to start chopping this up as thin as possible. I'm just going to cut it right down the edge here. Cut it as thin as possible. Once I get done cutting it that direction, I'm just going to turn these pieces around and I'm going to continue cutting until I've got tiny little pieces. Trying to get them as small as possible. So I've got a nice sharp knife to do this with. Once I have my small bacon pieces all cut up, I'm going to throw those in the bowl with my ground pork. Then I'm going to season this up with just whatever your favorite barbecue rub is or whatever seasoning you want. I'm just using some Meat Church all-purpose rub here. I'm going to sprinkle a decent amount of that in here. Then I'm going to use my hands and just kind of mix that all up, make sure everything gets kind of combined together real good. Now, what makes a McRib is its shape. So I went the extra mile and actually 3D printed a mold to get that ground pork into the perfect McRib shape. So before you guys give me a hard time, I know that 3D printing plastic is not necessarily food safe. It will be okay. I'm going to use some plastic wrap to cover this up so that way none of the pork actually comes in contact with the 3D printed plastic. So we'll wrap that up in some plastic wrap. Once we have that all done, I'm going to scoop out some portions of pork here and just kind of try to fill that mold up. I'll press down real hard with the top of the mold to try to get those perfect indentations in there. We're looking for that rectangular shape with those fake rib indentations like what McDonald's has. And we're going to pop this right back out of the mold. And you can see, I think this mold did pretty good. I've got my rectangular shape. If you look at it from the side, you can kind of see that it's got those indentations in there. So I'm going to go ahead and make the rest of these. With my pound of ground pork and pound of bacon, that's 2 pounds of meat, I managed to make 4 McRibs out of that. So these are probably a little bit bigger than a typical McRib, but that's okay. Once I have these McRibs laid out on a tray, I'm going to sprinkle them with a little bit more seasoning. I'm only sprinkling on one side because I can get the other side once I put them on the griddle. I'll throw them down on a hot griddle. Got the griddle set to about medium-high heat. Sprinkle them with some seasoning on the other side. And while those are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and prep the rest of my ingredients. So I've got a nice sweet Vidalia onion here. I'm going to cut this into thin little strips. Want some just nice thin onions to put on our McRib. I also have our buns that I'm going to make sure are toasted up. I found these Pepperidge Farm buns that look almost identical to a McRib bun. And then I'm going to go ahead and get my favorite barbecue sauce, Sweet Baby Ray's, and just fill up a container with it so that I can dip my McRib down in that sauce when they're ready. In the meantime, I'm going to give those McRibs a flip, make sure they cook all the way through on both sides. I would suggest checking the temperature. When you hit about a 160, 165, you can be pretty sure that they're done. So I'm going to pull them off, give them a good dip into that barbecue sauce, make sure I get both sides covered in that barbecue sauce so they're nice and messy, just like McDonald's. And I'm going to set that down on my bottom bun, cover it with some raw onions, get some dill pickles, spread those across the top, and then top it with the top of the bun. And that's it. Let me know what you think. Will you give this a try? Let me know in the comments. Till next time, thanks for watching.